Greetings, Gherkins. I'm coming to you this time with 4 home studio tips. Now, you may or may not find them helpful. Hell, you might not even find them interesting, but I figure, what the hell, give it a shot. Okay, so the first of these 2 tips involve our old friend, dust. And the very first of the 2 dust tips is this. In your studio, always keep a box of Swiffer, little sweepy things, up alongside of your gear. 2 of the greatest enemies in our studios are dust and cats. And I can't help you take control of your cats. That's beyond me. There's a guy who does that. They call him like the cat whisperer or something. But that cat daddy, that's kind of spooky. But anyway, that's not me. My cats just walk over everything. But dust. If you keep a box of Swiffers up by your MIDI cables and your microphones or by your headphones, when you go to use them, it will remind you to dust. And there will be less dust in your studio, and your equipment will hopefully last longer. So please keep that one in mind. Probably the best tip I'm going to give you. All right, the second dust-related tip is this. Please, if you get a chance, build some cool custom dust covers. Now, I know that you can buy size-specific dust covers for synthesizers, and that's fine, but I'd like to encourage you to get out there and build some weird-looking stuff that kind of fits to the motif of your studio. You might remember this. This was that sort of proto-groove box that I had in an earlier video. Well, what I did was I took the Ouija board that used to kind of slide down in front of it and put hinges on it and created it basically into a sort of flipping front panel that'll keep the dust off of those little synths inside there. And it's good. It does that. And also, now I can contact dead relatives. So it's got 2 things that it'll do, and I'm pretty happy about that. All right, so tip number 3 is a little bit unorthodox, but I think that some of you might find it worth your while. And that is to take an area of your studio that really doesn't have any access to electrical outlets. We all have that sort of dead zone, and just let it be its own thing. You can turn it into a weird little area where, like a little meditation area. Or maybe it's the area where you record vocals in. Or it could be where you fix equipment, small equipment. If I've got big, heavy equipment, I usually lug it all the way down to the basement and put it on the bench. But sometimes you don't feel like lugging things all the way down to the basement. Particularly they're tiny and they just need some screws tightened. So you take them over to this area and you do your stuff there. This area can be all sorts of things. If you're going to use it as a sort of fix-it zone, keep a bunch of tools handy and just slide open a drawer. There they are. Boom. And you can sit over there in your little zone, maybe turn some lights on and do that. Also, again, like I say, it's a good spot if you're recording somebody and you've got weird lights and all that stuff over there. Definitely do that thing. The final thing, and I want to put my Swiffer aside, the final tip that I want to give you, and this might seem obvious, but it's one a lot of people don't think of. And this is particularly for those of us who work at home, around your work area, your work zone, keep a musical instrument. I keep this little Yamaha here. I'm going to roll back and show it to you. I keep it right down there. I've pimped it out a little. You can see that cool shiny sticker. Ooh. But I keep it nearby, and during the day, if there's a little break at work, because you can't just play Minesweeper at work. It doesn't work that way, even if you're working from home. So I just kind of keep this over to the side, and I'll just run through and maybe write some songs or just play around on it a little bit. But it's really helpful. Little keyboard exercises if you're a guitarist, guitar over there. Larger instruments, you're going to have to make more room. Upright bass or a sousaphone or something like that, you could probably get away with it, but just want to keep that within reach. All right, so those were 4 studio tips. I hope you found them helpful. God, I hope you did. And if you didn't, don't smack me or anything. But I will be in the back in the weird zone if you need me. So have a good day, night for day. I don't know anymore. All right, so long.